We are on week 3 of the silver duckwings, and this is the one that has been in every video. It's a really dark silver. I believe no, not all of them. 3 of these chicks are tufted and 1 is not, but I don't want to focus on that. Meaning that, you know, tufted's better than not. To me, it comes down to color. At the one over here, like I mentioned last week, this one is a full week older than the others. It is a silver. I think this, I'm not sure what it is, pullet, cockerel, I'm not sure. It really is just too early to tell. Color-wise, their legs are all looking good. They all definitely have yellow legs with starting to get a hint of green. And most of these, actually all of these, have fairly decent head stripes, so their chick down was pretty good. Even this one right here that has a lot of white in the chest, his chick down was pretty good. So as I make these videos for myself, it will be interesting to see if I'm ever able to tell whether specific flaws in chick down mean something or not. I know people that really can pay attention to detail will be able to notice this. I am apparently not that detail oriented. So hence the videos are more for myself than anyone else. I just thought a few of you might find this interesting. And also on another note, so I mentioned in a video before, in the chick down, what you should see is a darker stripe outlining the down, or so you have your gold color down, then you have your brown of your chipmunk pattern, and then a darker color outlining it. And the chick that is hiding shows that it's got a dark line, and that is true of all of these. It's hard to tell, but they all do have a darker line outlining in their chick down. The chick down should be very wide from head down the body. None of mine are. I don't believe I've ever had one that did have the nice wide chick down. And so that's why it's particularly interesting for me to watch these chicks change and be able to evaluate them as they change, and see if there's anything I can spot that will point out, you know, early on why I would want to focus attention on a bird or keep a particular bird or not. When you're hatching between 50 and 200 chicks a year, it becomes very expensive very quickly to grow them all out to 6 months old, or, you know, their final plumage state, which sometimes can actually be several years. I have one cockbird right now that every year he molts out a little bit better, and he's just becoming a stunning bird. But I wouldn't have known that at 6 months old. So, you know, there are definitely indicators as you look at a bird, you know, even at a young age. And that's what I'm interested in here, is what can I look at on these birds and see that tells me they are not keepers. At this point, I don't know. I suspect this one, if it turns out to be a cockerel, just its coloration itself, it should have black in the chest. But again, it's fairly young. Its color is still forming, so I'm not sure. These other 3, again, you know, only being 3 weeks old, it's just, or she's 3 weeks, I think. They're 2 weeks old now. I got my dates mixed up. On my last video, I had said that they were 2 weeks old in the last video, and they were actually only a week old. They're 2 weeks old now, and I say she, but I do not mean that as any gender indication, or I shouldn't. This one is 3 weeks old. This is the one that interests me the most, simply because it was so dark as a chick. It is my most silver looking chick. And so seeing how it's starting to feather out, I'm kind of suspecting pullet. But at this point, again, it's just a guess. So if you guys have any questions or something you would like me to focus on, something I might point out in this video, just because I noticed it, and see if I can point it out to you. This chick's beak is long. Its head is narrow and has a long beak, where if you look at this chick, its head seems wider and it has a shorter beak. I hope this is focusing good enough for you to see that. That shorter beak is more preferred, as far as I'm concerned. A wider, narrow head and a long, narrow beak, I think, is awkward looking. So this to me is kind of another indication that this bird is not a keeper. This is the bird with the shorter, see how wide its head is as it's running madly from the camera. These others have shorter beaks, nice wider head. Sorry about the thumb and or finger in the pests. They won't. I hope you can see that, but I just noticed it. And if I get a bird with just a really, really hideous, ugly, long face, I will let you know, because I really do think that's something to keep a watch for. All these birds seem to have decent body shape at this point. I mean, they're just so little, it's hard to tell. But I'm going to put them back now in the brooder, because this one's hunched down and kind of feeling picked on, I think. This one has the best attitude. It's not feeling pathetic or sorry for itself. And that's kind of another thing to keep track of, too, in your chicks. The chicks and the chickens, the Aerocana chickens that will do the best are the ones that have the sturdiest attitude. If they have a delicate attitude, they're going to be the ones that will literally just lay down and die because their world is not right. They will get sick easier. They're just not the ones to focus all your attention on, but the ones that have more of a look at me, you can't touch me, you're not the boss of me attitude, those are the ones that are going to be the strongest chicks. So the stronger the personality in your Aerocana, the healthier the bird has been, what I have found. Anyway, off to look at the next set of birds.